YOLO, you only live once. And this is what they are feeding to our brothers and our sisters. This filth. You only live once, go out and enjoy your life. You only live once, there is no accountability. There is no Yawm al-Qiyamah when you will stand in front of Allah. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ عَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. There is no Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day when wealth and children will not benefit you. Subhanallah. So this is what is being programmed into the mind of our brothers and sisters. Programmed into the mind of our brothers and sisters. Do what you like, because after death, you are not going to live again. This is kufr, and this is against the aqidah of Islam. We have 50 Cent, get rich or die trying. Get rich or die trying. In other words, make the dunya your Lord who you are trying to please. Make the dunya your aim. Don't make Jannah your aim. Make the dunya your aim. Get rich. And if you have to die whilst you are trying, keep going that way. Keep going that way. Ikhwani, this is just some of this type of the lyrics and some of the content of what they are speaking about. They make the dunya glitter. They make the desires glitter. So when we see the nice cars, when we see the Bentleys and the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, and we see the nice women, and we see the houses, and we see the boats and the buildings, subhanallah, they make everything glitter. They make this lifestyle glitter. But by Allah, this lifestyle, remember, everything that glitters is not necessarily gold. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has surrounded the hellfire by whims and with desires. And Jannah is surrounded by hardship and by test and by things that require our patience. This is some of the content. If you listen to it, and I'm not encouraging anybody to listen to it, but if you just research into it, this is just some of the content. Just some of the content. What are the practical effects that this has on our Muslim brothers and sisters? As for the words which encourage fornication, we find in our Muslim society, let's not talk about the non-Muslims, let's talk about the Muslims here and now, Alum Rock, Birmingham. Fornication is widespread. Fornication is widespread. Brothers with beards, sisters wearing hijab, and they are fornicating day and night. They are fornicating day and night because they have been programmed. They have been desensitized. So they see it around them. They hear it in their ears. And therefore the next thing that they're going to do, they're going to act upon it. Fornication is widespread. The night before Ramadan, I was in a Middle Eastern country with the family and I wanted to rent a car. And the person said, you can't rent a car on this day, are you crazy? It's the night before Ramadan begins. In a Muslim country. I said, why? He said, don't you know this is red night? Red night. I said, what is red night? He said, this is the night before Ramadan begins. All the girlfriends and boyfriends hire their cars and they go out and fornicate. And then before Ramadan begins, they break up. And then on the night of Eid, they come together again and they book their hotels and they go and they fornicate. Ikhwani, ask the people who deal with this day and night. This brother is telling me from his experience. The man comes and he's not even married. Speak to anybody who works in a hotel, you will see this. Fornication is widespread. And we find that for our sisters, it's no longer cool to be a virgin. It's no longer cool to be a virgin. It's cool to lose your virginity at the age of 14, 15, 16. Whereas if you are guarding your modesty, you are guarding your chastity, you're considered frigid. They can't speak to the other opposite sex, they can't speak to the women, they can't speak to the men. And this is seen as something which is uncool. So, peer pressure now. To be cool, you have to lose your virginity. A brother told me himself that he was sitting on the bus at Star City and a group of young girls, they get on and they were boasting about how each one of them lost their virginity. And what's the funny thing? What's the scary thing? They were all wearing hijab. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from this. Now, let's look at the lyrics which speak about drugs, they speak about alcohol. What's the practical effect on our youth? Perhaps there's people in this masjid right now who have felt the effects of these words which encourage drugs and they encourage alcohol. Ripped families apart. We have young Asian men walking around with grills. You know, it's like gold teeth all over the front of their face. And they look ridiculous. They look stupid. They look pathetic. But subhanallah, this is what they see in these R&B videos. This is what they see from these rap stars. This is who their hero is. This is what they want to be like. Ikhwani, look at our society. We have alcohol shops and we have drug dealers walking the streets. The man doesn't have a job yet he drives a £50,000 car. It's not difficult. Anyone with common sense, you look at him and you think, you couldn't make anything work. You can't even make toast, and yet you're driving a £50,000 car. Subhanallah. And yet this is widespread in our societies. Widespread in our societies. And when the youth, they see this man, they see him with his nice clothes, Emporio Armani, Hugo Boss, Prada, they see him wearing it. They see him with the Porsche. They see him with the Bentley. Of course they want to be like him now. The parents, we don't care. We're too busy chasing the dunya ourselves. And so the youth, they get recruited in from a young age. And the way they do this is they invite them in. They make them feel wanted. They'll buy them a pair of trainers. They'll buy them a nice jacket. And now this kid will do whatever you want. You are now his hero. And so slowly, slowly, slowly they get them addicted. And now, subhanallah, you have customers for life. Ikhwani,